This is the 1,000 kroner piece. It's a commemorative struck for Iceland in and around the year 2000. Leif Erikson, of course, had about 1,000 years before discovered the American continents, and he named it Vinland at the time. I guess that would have complemented Iceland and Greenland fairly nicely. And so this is the Icelandic version. There's also an equivalent American coin from the same set. I notice I've marked it as being from the W Mint. There's an article that claims that this was stuck at West Point, but it also says in everything attached to it that it was struck at Philadelphia. There's no actual mint mark on the coin, so we don't know. Because West Point is often counted as a part of the Philadelphia Mint, so I'm not positive which mint it came from. But anyway, Leif Erikson there. And then when we commemorate here, this shows the other side, 1,000 or 8,000. I like that. The use of the thorn there for thousand kroner. So that's 1,000 kroners, and that's the Icelandic commemorative coin. That's the last U.S.-made foreign coin since at all ever, and before that you have to go back to about 1983 or 1984 to find anything equivalent. Now, the next country we move to is Israel. For a brief period in 1969, 70, and 71, we were making commemorative 10 Lirot pieces. And for 69 in particular, we made this commemorative to celebrate 21 years of peace from the original creation of the Israelite nation in 1948 to here's 1969, 21 years of peace. And you can see these very kind of blocky shalom, shalom Hebrew letters here saying celebrating peace. Now this first coin we made in two forms. There's a proof coin. You can tell it's somewhat shinier, and then there's what's more like a circulation or a business strike. It's not as shiny, not as well struck, although I don't know I doubt these circulated at all either. But anyway, we made them in these two forms. Israel also made a coin similar to this as well. I think the one in Israel is distinguished by looking like one of these in its quality, but having a different combination of, well, here we have, if you look over there, there's this little tiny letters, they're very small, just a K and an F, kof. And that's like a kind of a mint mark, and that's supposed to signal that this proof was made at San Francisco. Apparently there are other proofs that don't bear those letters and are therefore made in Jerusalem. And over here, the circulation strike, which is also made in San Francisco, has no mint mark. So you can also see it's got Israel in Hebrew here, Israel in English here, and Israel in Arabic right here. So that's kind of cool too. And the proof is the same. So having started doing that in 1969, which would be the year 5729 in the Hebrew calendar, the next year, 1970, they have us making some more commemoratives, 5730 their Hebrew year. And again, you see that little tiny mint mark thing at the top, called mint mark. Again, representing the San Francisco Mint. But in this case, it has Israel across the bottom in Arabic, Hebrew, and English all across the bottom, the date 1970. But in this case, what these coins are is what's known as a Pidyon Hiben, which simply is used in celebrating the birth of a firstborn son in the strict Israelite law, because as part of the redeeming the the Levitical tribe, basically everyone who is of any other tribe, when they have their firstborn son, a certain amount of silver, I guess this is considered the correct amount, is given to a Levitical person, a Cohen, if you will. And they made another one for the next year, similar design. Now the little mint mark things at the bottom, but it still has Israel 71, and it has Israel in Arabic and Hebrew. And And again, a very similar Pidyon Hiben design at the back. So that's what we did for Israel. Kind of cool. Finally, we have Korea, South Korea in particular. We were making some coins for them briefly. This is a 10 won. It's very hard to get a good look at this coin. I have yet to find one that's any better than this. They always seem to be kind of chocolatey brown. Republic of Korea. And you can see the year on that, 4292. They too have a different calendar. 4292 in Korea is 1959 to the rest of us. And there's a 50 won. Interesting little boat there. Again, Republic of Korea, 4292. That's a 50. And then, for only that year, they had the 100 won. Same year, Republic of Korea. They continued making some more coins a little bit later on, 1961. Now here at last I do find a beautiful red 10 won. 4294, which is 1961 in our calendar. And also a 50 won. 4294. One small bit of housekeeping. Previous one about the coins of Honduras. I neglected to show the front very well and back of the 1935 Lempira. Just thought I'd pick that up. There we go.